Hi everyone and welcome. This is Angela Palmer from Stamp with Angela, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share some ideas to inspire you and help you with your stamping, card making, paper crafting. So thank you for being here with me today. So each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time, I do my Facebook and YouTube live, and I've got some new ideas to share with you. So I appreciate you joining, whether you're joining New Zealand or even overseas. Thank you. And if you are joining me, please feel free to comment to let me know where you're from. But I appreciate you being here. And even if you're watching the recording later, I know not everyone can watch it during the day, so I appreciate that as well. And just while I remember, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and you'll be updated with other videos and things too, so you'll know next time when I come on. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here today. And I'm going to show you something, if you, like, you're thinking, oh, I don't know what to create today. What should I do? And you don't know where to start. So I'm going to share something with you that will give you some ideas to help you with your crafting. So if you got my newsletter this week, you would have seen that I mentioned that I was going to share something to give you some ideas for your card making. Now, if you're not on my newsletter, please feel free to sign up. I've just realized my comment thingy is something else up there. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's just update that. I was doing a recording. It's a sneak peek of a class that's coming here. There we go. There's my name. I'm not called the Baby White Technique. I'm Stamp with Angela and Angela Palmer. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So in my newsletter this week, I shared a little sneak of what I was going to, I mentioned and how I'd share an idea relating to inspiring you if you're not sure what to make. So let's get started. I see someone has joined us now, so I appreciate that. So I'm going to change to my desk and we will get started. So please feel free to comment, ask questions. Elizabeth, hi, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you being here. All right. So this is the annual catalogue. This is Stampin' Up's current catalogue. It came out in May and it goes through until April 2026. So I've sent those out to my customers. If you haven't got a copy and you don't have a demonstrator, then feel free to get in touch with me and I can send you one. So the catalogue is full of lots of ideas and things. Obviously lots of product, but also cards and ideas and things. But what I want to draw your attention to is something on page 24. So if you have a look on page 24, and I've got a slightly bigger version of this so I can show you more easily. So down here, we've got this card and tag templates. So if you're looking for card ideas, try one of these. So that is on page 24. So let me just, I've printed, a bigger version. So it's a little bit easier to see. So you will see that there are cards and then also tags. And also, if you're into scrapbooking, I didn't note the page, but somewhere there are some scrapbooking templates as well. That is on page 28. So if you're into scrapbooking, why don't you give those templates a go? Anyway, back to our cards for today. So these are different templates and things. So you can see different elements and shapes. You don't have to do exactly, use it as a starting point and away you go. So I'm going to make two cards hopefully today. One is using this template here and the other is this one here. Now I'm pretty busy. I do my other, I've also got family and kids. I work in a school library 3 days a week and I do piano teaching as well as this business part-time. So I've got to juggle what I do. So I try to make, be economical is the wrong word, but efficient, I guess, with things that I create. So if I'm doing something like for my live, if I can use it in another way, that's great. So as a team, my team, sometimes we do card swaps, sometimes we do challenges. So I set my team a challenge this month of making one of these cards, or they can make multiple if they like, but use one of these card templates as your inspiration. Now I also connected it to another kind of challenge. So I don't know if you've seen this before. This is a Facebook group. It's a Colour Colour Inkspiration challenges. So each couple of weeks they share a new colour combination. So this is the current one at the moment. To be honest, I haven't actually done it before. I've seen it and keep saying I should. So I thought, well, let's make it a team challenge and I'll do it as well. So some of our team members have already shared some of their creations, which is great. Oops, why has it... are we back on? Yep. So I thought, let's combine these templates with these colors. So you'll notice 3 of these are the new in colors: Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. And then Melon Mumbo is one of our colors that we've had for a while. Now, not everyone has all these colors, so you can obviously try and use similar things, like you might use maybe Daffodil Delight, maybe Pool Party or something, I'm not sure. A darkish, maybe Night and Navy or black or something like that, and maybe, you know, any kind of dark pink. So you can sort of, if you don't have the exact colors, that's okay. So if you check out the challenges, you've got to make a project for the challenge. And you need to use all those colors in your challenge, or as close to them as you can. So they will, and you can also use like white, basic beige, crumb cake, black, kind of those sort of natural tones in there if you need to as well. And you can submit it if you like, you don't have to. And basically you've got 2 weeks from when the colors come out to make a creation. So these colors end on Monday the 23rd of June, which is next week. So if you want to take part, obviously you've got to join the group to find it, but it's the Colour Inkspiration challenges. I'll try and remember to leave a link. All right, so what I'm going to do is show you what I've done, and I'll make some with you so you can see how you can use these ideas to help you. All right, so for my first card, I'm going to use the Layered Thoughts as my stamp. I'm using the, the Textured Note dies, and I'm using some die cuts from the Impressions of Bloom. Did I bring them in here? I might not have. Oh, yes, I did. They're right here. Impressions of Bloom dies. Whoops, that's the other bit I need soon. There's actually, is there 2 or 1? No, all these here. So the stamp set that goes with this one is this. And I believe that is part of a suite, and this go together. And I can't remember if they are part of a suite and part of this special at the moment. I'll have to double check. All right. So what I'm doing, I'll show you which sketch I'm going to use. So this one here. So I'm going to use one of my rectangles, slightly bigger than what they've got, and then I'm going to use 3 flowers for that particular part. And then I like to sort of layer it a bit, and I'm going to stamp with the thank you. I've got lots of happy birthday cards, so I need some thank you. So that's what I'm going to make. So I'll show you what I've done, and you're going to help me decide which embossing folder. So this one was the first one. So fairly simple. Just adjusting my camera here. So I've used the Secret Sea as my base, the Cloud Cover, the, Melon Mumbo, and then the Darling Duckling. So you'll see I've got my rectangle. So if I put this next to it, so my rectangle probably goes a little bit longer, but it needed to fit that. And then I've got my 3 flowers for those points. I've added, a few extra embellishments, and it's just one layer, and I've embossed the back. I stepped it up a little bit. So this time I added an extra layer behind. So I've got the Secret Sea card base with some Darling Duckling and then the Cloud Cover. I've still got my 3 flowers, and I've got my thank you in my rectangle, and I kind of spread out my embellishments a little bit more. And I've used the Darling Duckling this time because there's a bit more yellow there, whereas this one I just went for the Cloud Cover option. So and I did stamp something in the Melon Mumbo just to see how that looked. I don't know if it's lying around, but I just felt it was a little bit too bright, and I just stamped it on a scrap bit of paper just to try it out. So we're going to make this card, and then I've got one other design to show you too. So my question is, which folder should I use? This one here is more subtle, and it's the exposed brick, which is very cool. This one here is the plaid, forever plaid. So Elizabeth, there's a few of you on now, wonderful. Feel free to comment. Which one should I use, exposed brick or forever plaid? While I'm waiting for your comments, I'll show you what flowers I cut out. So I needed the fairly small ones. So with the set, where's my stamps gone? Right here. You can stamp, but I decided not to. So there is a die that cuts out the stamp part if you work out which way it lines up, kind of thing. And there's also this here that you can put inside, and I've used tape, but now the tape's come off, and I tape it in so it fits. So when you cut it out, you get some texture on it. So I'm just going to put that aside, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's just put it back in here. So here it is with that texture on it. So if you use tape to hold it in place, you can just stick it down and they stay together. And then we need to put our little centers on. All right, so we've got one answer so far from Elizabeth saying exposed brick. Any more advances on that? Oh, please tell me I haven't lost one of my yellow pieces in the meantime. Oh, very good, we haven't. Okay, so I'm going to put a dab of glue in the middle, not too much, to put my centers on. Now I like to use my take your pick tool, particularly the putty end, because it's, or you could use tweezers, but I find this useful. And stick it on, stick it down. We'll give it a minute to dry. Can you see what I'm doing? Yep. Put this here like so. And one more. All right. Oh, I do see a couple more comments now. I'll have a look. Oops. Okay, so let that dry. What other comments do we have? I need to scroll down to see them. Let's put it on auto scroll, then I can see. Whoops. Oh, we've got exposed brick. Okay. Oh, Jocelyn's watching while she's waiting for a taxi. Very cool. Thank you, Jocelyn. How cool. All right, so we're going for the embossed brick. So why don't I just stamp my thank you now while these things are here, and then we'll do the embossing. So with this, I love these because they've all got, well, they're not all different, but there are different ones, and then there's a repeat of some of them, but you can see there's two of those. That might be the only one, but yeah, lots of different ones. And I've just realized I didn't use that. I could have used that for my sentiment on my second card, but anyway. All right, I've got quite a few things here, so I need to spread out. Okay, so this is my pre-cut piece, just to make things a bit quicker. And I'm going to use my Secret C and my thank you stamp. Oh, I've taken it off the block, so I need to put it back on a block. And that's good, actually, because I want to show you some tips for that. So what I'm actually using my glass mat. It needs to be a bit cleaned, I think. So I'm going to use the lines and things on the grid to kind of line that up. And then I'm going to come over the top, and I want to have a bit more space at the top. I'm going to use my grids again to try and make sure that's straight. It's stuck a bit, but that's okay. Initially when I did it a little too high. That was my first one, and there wasn't really enough room to put things. So I want to bring it down a bit. If I decide to put my things there, or I might put them here. So let's use our Secret C and stamp that, but not too high. So the thank you looks a bit, how come it looks like I've missed a little bit there, but that's all right. We'll use it. I wonder if I should cut. Actually, I might cut another one, and I'll show you a tip on cutting these dies. So let me just grab a scrap piece, and I'll show you a tip. Whoops, that's right. So that's got ink on it, but we'll come back to it. I will close this up. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but I didn't notice before, that's not quite flush, so it's a little bit annoying. So I'm going to cut one. So now I need to find the die I had, which was this one. Right, let me bring up my machine. And I'm going to move those out the way. Can you see it? I'm going to try and show you this side so you can see how I arrange it. Okay, so we need our one. Because it's a die, we need this number 2 as well. Then we need a 3 cutting plate, and we need this. Now, if you put it in like this, or even that way in particular, and it's level, when it goes through the roller, it's got to push over that all in one go. Or if it's like this, all in one go, and it's quite hard. All you need to do is angle it slightly, and then it goes through that point, and gradually it actually goes through with a lot more ease. Now I'm going to move it over, otherwise my handle is going to hit the camera, and it's still hit the camera. So it's angled. Line up my plate so they're not hanging over the edges, and I'll just knot my die, and then we're going to put it through, and you'll see it come out. That was so easy to put through because of the angle. Now, sometimes if it's a bigger frame, you may not, or you're trying to be economical with paper, you may not be able to angle it as much, but that's okay. Right, while my machine is up, I'm going to emboss now too. Now, I think we decided on the embossed brick, and we will do that if I can. Yes, I have got it here. So now we need to change our plates. We're going to have a 1. Then we'll have our embossing folder, and then we'll have our grey number 4 on top. So I will just leave it where it is. Now our paper or cardstock is landscape. So I need to make sure I put it in the right way, and you'll see it when it comes out. So let's put it through, and then we don't have to move the machine again. So I hope you like that tip around about the dies, particularly when it's, you know, a big solid one. Okay, so just make sure, obviously, when you're starting on the other side, that your plates are lined up. They're not angled to one side or something, because it's going to be hard to go through otherwise. All right, I think that's all we need for our die cutting and embossing. So we went with Elizabeth's recommendation with our embossed brick. I'll go with the fly. Excellent. Sylvia's happy with whatever. Brilliant. So if you popped in a bit later, I was just showing that today's cards are using this card and templates, which is on page 24 of the annual catalogue, and we're making this one here. So if you missed that at the beginning, just to update you. Right, now we're going to, which is the one I just cut out? Was it this one? Yes, that looks nicer now. We are going to get our Secret C and ink it. Now that has been sitting there for a while, so I'm just going to re-ink it just to be sure. And I'm actually going to use the glass mat to line it up as well. And I don't want it too high. And she says trying to get it straight, but the pressure's on because I'm doing the video. Maybe slightly to the left, but that's okay. Then I want my little U stamp. Oops, I've got stuff next to me which is about to slide onto the floor. So you will do it. Oh, it's moving. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. Now this is quite a dark colour, so I am going to clean my stamps. All right, that's all the stamping we're going to do for this card. Now we kind of need to put it together, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to be a card base short. Did I bring, where are my card bases? Okay, need to move things out the way. So the plan is to use the, here it is, but I've only got one and I'm making 2 cards supposedly. All right, so we've got that. So we could do it like this. You know what? I don't think I cut that down a little bit. Or we can use it with the pink. Oh, I've embossed it on the wrong one. That's slightly bigger. Okay, so you'll probably find these are the same size. They are. That's okay. I'm going to trim it. Now, because it's embossed, it's a little bit harder to trim with our trimmer because we'll be pushing into it. So I'm actually going to use my little guillotine. Is it going to fit this way? Oh, yeah, it is. Just because it's a more down motion, it will cut the emboss. So let's see if that's enough. Oh, yeah, that's good. So all I'm wanting is just a subtle edging on it. Except we're not doing pink. We're using this one. Although we could change it up, couldn't we? So if you missed the cards before, shall we try that? Shall we try this one in pink and see how that looks? And we've got 3 different cards. I like that idea. So we might do this one in pink. Okay. And the other one, I don't know if that'll work, but we'll try. Okay. Too many pieces. So this is our background. Let's get my glue. All right. So put these together. You probably can't see what I'm doing. So I'm a glue girl. I like my glue because I can, whoops, getting it on the mat. I can, what's the word? Adjust it slightly if I need to. Okay. Ooh. There we are. Oh, my thank you's upside down. So also, if you came in later, we are using the colours from a colour challenge. So sometimes it's hard to know what am I going to create, what colours am I going to use. So by using these colours suggested by others, it makes the decisions for us and it makes it easier. So these are the colours we're using: Darling Duckling, Melon Mumbo, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. And I've also done this as a challenge for my team for this month. So I'm doing it for the colour challenge and then also for my team. All right, so we're going to put that there with my dimensionals. Now, if you're like me and you're at the end of your dimensionals, you can cut, except I've only got my ribbon scissors, so I'm not going to use those. So I'm actually just going to pull them apart. Use all around the edges. So you make use of all your dimensionals. Even if you get the little flappy bit as well, that's all good. Let's put one in the middle and find my take your pick tool, which I had a second ago for my flowers. Here it is, and we are going to pull off that layer. Can't really see the, what do you call it, highlighter to see if I've taken it off or not. Okay, so we'll put this on first. So you'll see these are quick and easy cards. Now, like I say, probably compared to the sketch, that's a little bit wider, but you know, that's okay. Right, my three flowers can come back, and I'm going to kind of arrange them like that. So let's look at our sketch just to see. Let's kind of do that. All right, so we've got like one up here, there. So I am going to actually use this one because I want to put a whole dimensional on the back of each of these. So have you tried the sketches before? Did you know they were there on page 24 in the catalogue? There's some I like more than others, I do admit. Whoops, don't stick together. I don't know if there's a right way up or not. We'll go with that. So one up there, one slightly more out to the side, and one to like that. Now they might be slightly bigger than what their images are. Oh, have I frozen again? Whoops. No, cool. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, like that. You could put some bling in them or bling on the card. So what should I do? Should I put my embellishments around the thank you? Or should I put it on the card? Now, the only thing with the card, if I was to use Melon Mumbo, I don't have Melon Mumbo ones. So I'll show you what I've got so you can tell me where. I mean, I could just do something like rhinestones. Or I don't think I've got any Secret Sea ones left, unfortunately. So let me, when I do my lives, I end up burying things. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to show you. That's what the pink looks like. Well, you probably want pink on pink. And I just felt it was a bit too much. I don't know what you think. And it got wet. Right, where are my embellishments? Here they are. So I'll show you what I've got. So we've got lots of cloud cover. Lots of cloud cover. That's probably because I hadn't made as much with cloud cover because of the ink. And I do have these. Okay, so we need some feedback here. I'm not frozen, am I? No, good, fuel. The red looks good. So red, it's actually a pinkish color, but yep, that's cool. So I need some comments. So question 1 was, am I putting it, so we're going with cloud cover. Well, are we using rhinestones or are we using cloud cover? And 2, are we putting it inside the thank you or around the card? Okay, so I need a bit of input here. Can't see any answers yet. There's a few of you still here live. What do you reckon? I'll give you a moment to answer because it is a little bit delayed from when I comment for you to do things. And then I'll show you the second card. I don't know if it's Strawberry Slush. It's not Strawberry Slush. It's Melon Mumbo. Close, though. It's one of these colours here from the Colour Inspiration Challenge. So you could use Strawberry Slush. I guess I could use Strawberry Slush. Are you saying use Strawberry Slush of these? I would, except because it's similar to Melon Mumbo, then maybe that's what you were meaning. But I found my other scissors. I can't. Oh, here we go. Would that work, do you think? Slightly different colour. It's slightly lighter. How does it work for that? What do you reckon? You got a third choice. Cloud cover, rhinestones, or Strawberry Slush. Although we're trying to stick to the 3 colours. So I think for this I won't. And then inside here or on the card. Melon Mumbo. Yeah, but I don't have Melon Mumbo ones. That's my problem. Okay. I'll see what comments come up. While we're waiting for comments, otherwise I'll make a decision. I'll show you the second card I'm going to make. So we're going to use the sketch which is next to it, which is fairly simple, which is this one here. So a circle and a long thing. And that's when I thought afterwards, I hadn't forgotten about that die. I could have used that die. All right. So for this card, I'm going to use a different stamp set. I'm going to use the Textured Notes, which is, you should see my desk when I'm doing these lives. We're going to use this one on both card and by flowers. On both card and by flowers. Thanks, Elizabeth. But the question is, which one should I use? Rhinestones or cloud cover? Or maybe you said Melon Mumbo. But like I said, they're not actually Melon Mumbo. I don't have that colour. So, okay, I might just have to make a decision. I'm going to go with cloud cover because I've got lots of cloud cover. And on the card, the flowers. So let's do that. 1, 2. What did I do last time? Where's the card gone? Did I put one? I put one on here. Okay, decision made. Rhinestones. Whoops. I did these already. What does a rhinestone look like? I could swap them. Okay, let's see if we can swap them. Ah, dear, it's funny. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Have I made a hole? That's funny. Too fast. Let's try a rhinestone. 1, 2. Maybe I should take a photo of both and you can see, whoops, what you like. I quite like it with the pink around the edge. There's only a very subtle bit of darling duckling in the card, but it is there. All right, that's my rhinestones. You probably, you kind of notice them, but you don't. All right, there we are. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your input. That's what I've done. So let me show you the 3 cards. And then I'll quickly make one more. So how can we do this? So that's fairly basic, just with one layer. Here we have it with the Darling Duckling border, and here we have it with the Melon Mumbo. So what's your favorite? So no extra matting with the Darling Duckling or with the Melon Mumbo? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so let me quickly make our second card using this sketch here. I'm going to use the same colors, and instead of embossing my background, I am going to stamp it. So I'm going to get my cloud cover piece. This time I'm going to check that it's the right size. So we are using the textured notes, and I'm going to use that in my background. Now I'm going to stamp in cloud cover, but we don't have a big stamp pad. So I have put, where is it, my ink refill into one of these sponge, what are they called? Stamping spots. You can buy them in packs of 5. Inked it up. They're not white, they're just no color. And then I'm going to stamp around the edge. So I'm going to sort of not give you a preview this time. You can see what I'm going to do as I go. So like so. Right, well, you kind of know what I'm doing because you've seen the picture. Like the sketch, I mean. All right, so there's going to be a circle here, so I'm kind of going around that circle, and then I'll do some patterns at the bottom. So I'm using a stamp to create my background, and I'm using a sketch for my kind of, oops, that didn't work quite so well. I'm kind of working quickly here. Because it's small, I have to turn it upside down, and I probably didn't press it long enough as well. I'm not going to try and go over it. That will just have to do. Okay, lid, where are you? There. Could use blends to colour. Yes, I could. That is a good idea. All right. Not sure if I've got Melon Mumbo as a blend, but if one did, one could. That's the thing with rhinestones. If you are colouring rhinestones with blends, colour it on here. Let it dry before you put it on your project. All right. Now, I don't know if this is going to work because I was going to have a Melon Mumbo background, but we used it on our previous card, and now I can't find my Darling Duckling piece that I was going to use for this card. Anyway, my circle. So my circle is here. I'm using the Spotlight on Nature dies, which look like this. Something I keep coming back to. There's 2 different thingies of them, like 3 different designs, different sizes. So it's not the biggest one, it's the second biggest one. Okay, I love, sometimes you can have the die cut bits out, or you can have a bit of texture. So that's what we're going to do now. To stamp this, but I'm being different for this particular set. Usually I'd go for neutral colors. We're going to be bold, and we're going to do Melon Mumbo. What do you reckon? Like so. I'm going to hold it down. So it is a slightly kind of distressed look. That's how it's meant to be. Don't panic. Now I felt it was a little bit blank in the background, so I added a bit of splatter to it. So I got my marker and I used a thick end, and gently I flicked with my lid. I'll hold it up if you can't see it, to add a bit of pattern on my card. Like so. Oh, do you like that? Can you see that now? See? Now I had to add some yellow. You can tell me if you think this works or not. What I did was, this is my finished card, I added a bit of yellow down here. So we'll try that. So that's with the smaller stamp. And then I had my sentiment. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp one on this side. I guess ideally I should have kind of done it first, but you know, that's okay. Looks a bit busy right at the bottom, but we're going to kind of cover that up. And then we want a sentiment. So I did use the You Are Seriously the Best But actually, I was thinking I might do a thank you this time, but do you know what? I don't have the stamp set with me. So this is what I'm going to kind of do. And then I added some linen thread behind it and some of my, what do you call it? Linen thread behind it, and then some embellishments. So we could do that. I do like the extra layer, but I don't have any more cloud cover not cloud cover, Secret C is in the other room, and I can't grab it because I'm all connected here. So, what have I got down here? I do have Darling Duckling. Would that work? What do you reckon? We do need cloud, we do need Secret C, and I think we need some kind of dark. So what I might have to do is just finish this off later. Darling Duckling with Mambo. Right, yes. Anyway, and stamp my sentiment. So what I'll do is I'll show you how I put my thing behind, and I might have to just kind of finish it off later. So we can put some of this together. So I'm going to use my dimensionals again. So what I meant before was, let's just trim these up. And we use all the last pieces up. Since they're a bit smaller, I'll go sort of a bit more around the edge. Maybe one in the middle so it doesn't sag. Pull off my layers. So basically the idea is use the sketches in the catalogue for inspiration. I'll have it going, that needs to be sort of at the bottom. And come up with your own ideas. So this will be like this. So let's pretend my sentiment is about that long and it's stamped. So what I did was I put a bit of tape down and I got my linen thread. So, oh, my camera's going off. Can you see me still? Yes, phew. I'm talking too much. It's going too long. Where is my linen thread? Here it is. So I wound it around my fingers. So 1, 2, we'll finish it there. So it's got one end finishing there, one end finishing there. Hold it in the middle. And what I should have done is peeled this off first. Obviously, you're going to stamp on it on the other side, but decide kind of what angle you want it. Put dimensionals on, and then you can put it on your card like that. Okay, so just imagine this is on this, and then Secret C base, and then I add some embellishments, and you get something like that. All right, so there we go. So some inspiration for today. So if you're stuck on what to do, why not you look in the catalogue? So remember, this is the annual catalogue, page 24. Down here are those sketches. So I've just copied it to make it a little bit bigger. So why don't you choose one and then make something and share it? I'd love to see what you create. And if you want an extra challenge, the Colour Inkspiration Challenge, it's a Facebook group, you can join it. I don't run it or anything like that. I just saw the colours and thought, well, that's a great idea. And you can, you know, put it on that page if you want to as well. So these are the 4 colours I used. And if you don't have them exactly, just find something similar and make your cards. So let me just show you what I've created. So that first design, we did that in the yellow, which I'd done beforehand. In the live, we made the pink one. And then this one is just something different, a different layout. So there you go, lots of inspiration, hopefully. At the moment, we've got our special on for the sweet sale. So if you buy a product from a sweet, you get the second item that's lower price, 50% off. So I'll show you a couple of the sweets if you have a look in here. There are lots of sweets. So that you'll see this is Flowers in Bloom Sweet Collection. We've got the Turtley Cute Suite collection. So you could buy the whole suite, or you could just get the papers, or just get the stamps and dies, or whatever. But I would recommend trying to buy like for like in the sense of price. You know, if you get a suite and then you get paper half price, it's, you know, it's up to you, but try and get best value. The beautiful gallery suite and the boho kintsugi suite, and there is the boho one too, boho vibes, and there's more online as well. I believe that is part of a suite. Basically, the thing to do is when you are clicking on an item, if under the add to cart, or above it actually, is in a sort of pinky color similar to this, and it says buy 1 second at 50% off, then that means it's part of that particular sale. So that's kind of how you know. Anyway, reach out to me if you've got any questions. Thank you for sticking with me. Wow, 40 minutes today, a bit longer. So I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you've got some new ideas for your creations. Use the sketches, use your own colors, or if you need an idea, use the color challenge. If you're not on my mailing list, please sign up. Make the most of this sweet promotion sale. It's until the end of June. If you'd like to know any more, if you'd like to join my team, anything like that, please reach out to me. And if you'd like to come to one of our events, I have classes in my home over the next week. We've got extravaganza coming up in July. That's a day event from 10 till about 3:30. We make 5 projects, and that's held in Northcote at North Coast Baptist Church. So if you're interested in any of those things, check out my Facebook page for events or contact me. We'd love to have you there. All right, thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.